Okay, there we go. I think. Is the audio working?
And I forgot to update this.
Dang, I need to go
What's
to the
up, guys? And welcome to episode number 14 of the Tim's Sports Talk. No, I'm kidding. Chris and Tim podcast. How you doing today, Chris?
Going on, doing pretty well.
I moved this weekend, so that's why I'm in a new location. I haven't had time to set up things. I've been all over the place. Very little sleep. It's been a blast. But how's everybody doing today? Dominic Montano's in the chat. Madison Roach is here. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? I hope you can hear everything okay. I forgot to set my mics. That's why my computer moved, and it's all jacked up. But it is what it is. All right, before we get into everything, I just want to say I am a goat at fantasy football. Fantasy baseball. Okay? I am 4-0 right now, crushing my opponent, like most points in the league. I am the best fantasy baseball manager of all time.
Super chat, first one, Dominic Montano.
Oh, look at you! Our first ever super chat on the channel, period. Dominic Montano, thank you very much for the super chat. Hassan Moore is here. What's up, Hassan? How you doing? Hope everybody's having a good day. Sorry for the lack of videos. As I said, I've been moving all over the place. I am going to hop back in. I haven't even had much time to watch. I wanted to watch more on these guys. I've looked up some basic stuff for tonight, but I want to do way more of a deep dive, but I just haven't. It's been a crazy, crazy week. Anyway, all right. You ready to hop into this stuff?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Before we're going to talk some draft, we're going to grade every single pick, okay? But before we get into what we did, Ron Rivera opined on a little bit of what they didn't do, but considered, which was instead of drafting Jamin Davis number 1, they thought about trading up for a QB in round 1. What do you think about that particular move, Christopher?
Obviously, we all know that I wanted to trade up. I think we should have traded up. But obviously, his spot where he wanted to fall was 13.
Mm-hmm.
Where because he probably didn't think the Giants was going to trade to him. So 13 was the magic spot. Obviously, the Bears just hauled it, and it was just over. So I can't be mad that the Bears made a smart decision in hauling it and going. When what they gave up is really not even a haul. It's really a heist. They pulled that off. But, I can't be mad at it. As long as I know that he said it was 2 quarterbacks that they wanted in the draft. Just 2. Trey Lance and Justin Fields. And they said they would have had traded up, but obviously the Bears stepped in. So I'm fine with that explanation. That can put my head to rest. As long as I know that they only wanted 2 quarterbacks and they was willing to go get them. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that 13 was the magic number for Mr. Ron Rivera and crew. And that's what I was saying prior to the draft is I thought there was a chance he could fall to number 13. Unfortunately, the Bears did make their move and go get him, which is not necessarily surprising because they have been desperate all offseason. They've been in the Deshaun Watson. They apparently sent Seattle a trade they couldn't refuse, and Seattle still somehow refused for Russell Wilson. So they have been all over that QB discussion, so I'm not necessarily surprised. What up, Dominic? Should have traded up for Fields, he says. So thank you for the super chat, first of all. Appreciate it.
That would have been the dream. If you fell to 13, that would have been the dream.
Because we probably would have only had to give up maybe another first. Like, it wouldn't have been, maybe 2 more picks. Yeah, exactly. It may have been another 2 picks, and maybe not even included another first, to be honest, because it depends on how desperate the Chargers were. Minnesota did trade back. So we could have traded up to Minnesota's spot, so maybe we could have fallen to 14 if, the Chargers really decided to be desperate for one of the linemen or something like that. We could have traded over the Patriots at least to get to number 14.
And who's to say Jamin wouldn't have failed?
Jamin may have fallen. You're right. Maybe he could have been there at 51.
Maybe in the second round, if you were scared, you could have just, let me trade this 4th or whatever and moved up. and
Man,
just gave
Justin
somebody
Fields
that.
and Jamin as a potential draft, that would have been crazy. Dream offense. I know, right? It would have been a fun offense to watch. Assan says Dominic Montano with the hype. Yeah, that's true. Thank you very much, Dominic Montano. First ones ever. Really appreciate the super chat. Seriously, thank you. All right. Let's go ahead and hop into this, all right? We're grading each and every pick now. And, of course, we will start with the last pick. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to start with pick number 19, Jamin Davis, linebacker from Kentucky. Big need, interesting prospect. Chris, grade this pick.
A+.
A+.
He's what I wanted if we didn't trade out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I trade out if we didn't trade up. We got a linebacker now. Now nobody can say we need another. He's the linebacker. Let's put it that way. Now we can't say we need the linebacker. Mm-hmm. He is the linebacker. I gave it an A+ because you fulfill the second biggest position of need with a guy who runs, well, you say 4-4, so let's just say 4-4. 4-4, He's playing behind the best defensive line in football, so he can fly around everywhere. And that's perfect. And that means he can cover. Mm-hmm. Him and Cole can cover. So Cole don't have to, cover the fast, whatever. But Jamin can take that, and Cole can, you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But we got Jamin Davis. I did not want Zaven Collins. I would have been angry. And I'm I'm glad that he wasn't
available.
The highest rated player on our board defensively.
Yep. Well, I'm going to give it an A. I'm not going to give it the plus because he is a little raw, okay? When you look into his film, he's not the best linebacker to ever come out. But the dude has athleticism through the roof, and it's similar to Pat Mahomes going to Kansas City. It was the best possible situation for Pat Mahomes. This is the best possible situation for Jamin Davis, okay? Behind that defensive line, in this defense in general, Ron Rivera, former linebacker, Jack Del Rio, former linebacker. It is the best situation. So if people are like, oh, we should have waited to draft him or whatever, blah, blah, blah. If he fails in this situation, he shouldn't have been a 7th round pick. Okay? Like, this is boom or bust. Okay? Either you succeed here or you don't, and you shouldn't have been drafted anywhere because this is so great of a situation. But I agree. I'm not going to give them the plus because there's a little iffies about him, but at the same time, that athleticism and character, he fits the culture that they wanted. A pick from me. All right. What are you guys saying? Yep, Dominic says A. Agreed. Dominic does. All right. So, Samuel Cosmi, pick number 2, offensive tackle out of Texas. I know you liked him, and I'll go ahead and go first on this one. I'm going to give it a B. Okay? And it gets a B because it was a position of need, and we filled it, theoretically. But I haven't watched as much as I wanted to, but right now what I have watched, and it was the Oklahoma game and the Iowa State game, and he did a little better in the Iowa State. But the Oklahoma game, he was getting his buns pushed back way into the pocket. He has a problem with getting shoved back. I don't know if he needs to gain a little weight. I don't know. The dude's athletic as all can get out. Okay, 4.8, 40-yard dash. I like that. And when he gets out in space, the dude's flying around. Okay, he is a fantastic pulling tackle because he's going to get out there and he's going to be able to great lead block. But as far as a guy that could be at the point of attack and get somebody out of the way, I have concerns there. And I have concerns where in pass block, when you're going against some of these top pass rushers, like in Chase Young in practice, does he have the anchor to be able to sit down and not get Ryan Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heineke, whoever it is, get somebody in their lap because of it? So I'm going to give it a B, but you go ahead and take it away. What do you give it?
A.
Uh-oh. A.
I've always liked Sam. Green eggs and ham. I always liked Sam. Y'all being too hard on Sam. I get it. Everybody has something rough about him. That's fine. Mm-hmm. That's why you coach him up. what we in? We in what? May, June, July. When training camp start? Somewhere between August.
Yes, late June, early August, somewhere in there. Or it's
May,
a late
June.
July. Sorry, late July, early August.
So I mean, and I think the little workout start now, so he probably be in there. So I think he'll be just fine. Who better to develop somebody than our organization?
Well, there you go. They did a great job with Cam Curl. Great job with Terry McLaurin. They've done it well in the past, and I hope they do. Okay, he is 6'6", 310 pounds, 315 pounds, so he's big boy, strong. He had 33 reps on the bench, so he's got some attributes, athlete, but I just have a little bit of concerns, okay? I can't lie to you guys, all right? You guys know me. I'm an honest, all right? I'm just telling you how I feel. Tom Wilson enthusiast, what's up? Yo, Tim, Rangers are trying to kill the Capitals at the moment. That's not cool, man. Make sure they stop it.
Yeah, you're crazy, Rico.
Chicken Rico, we should have gave 3 firsts in Sheriff or Ionitis for Rodgers. We will definitely discuss Aaron Rodgers later in the show. That's for sure. Dominic says, yes, go get Rodgers. All right, we're getting a little bit off the draft discussion, so we're going to keep going, all right? All right, so right now we have an A+ and an A from Chris, all right? Let's see if that continues. I got an A and a B, okay? Because Samuel Cosby was initially an A, but I've been a little bit concerned. Okay. Benjamin St. Juiced, a.k.a. Bust. I mean, what? Benjamin St. Bust. What are we giving this third-round pick corner back for the Washington football team? Chris, what do you got? What grade that pick?
At first, I'm going to give it an F.
Okay.
But after watching for myself, I'm going to give it a B+.
Okay.
He reminds me of like 3 different players. One, he reminds me of Richard Sherman with that length. He might be a little bit more athletic than Sherman. He reminds me of Quentin Dunbar. Not with the character issues.
Yep, I got you.
Because we knew Quentin Dunbar was actually pretty good.
Decent.
But he's way better than Dunbar. He's versatile. He can play on the outside. He can play on the inside. He can play free safety. I don't know where they're going to put him. But I gave him because the more and more I watch him, I see the potential that he can have. He can be as good as Will Jack starting this season because of that defensive line. And he's good in press. But like I always say, he's going to need a free safety on his side to get him to develop even faster than what you would want him to, because the confidence plays a big role. His size is perfect. His tackling is exceptional. We don't got to worry about no missed tackles from him. He'll come down in the box. He'll hit you. How Curl is, that's how he is. He's coming in. I like St. Juiced. Okay. I like him.
Okay. There we go. A little turnaround for Chris from draft day. He was very, very upset on draft day. But it's one of those where you didn't know the name and you just got concerned. But then you look into it and you see what they see. And I agree with this pick. I give it about a B. And it was another position of need. Some people don't think we needed a corner because they hear Kendall Fuller and William Jackson, but a lot of 3-corner sets in the league. And as he said, it's very versatile. He did run an extremely fast cone drill, so he's got good quickness. He's not necessarily a top-end speed. What's up? Yep, there you go. Exactly. Yep, because that get in and out of the what do you call it? Crap, I just lost it. In and out of breaks. Sorry. To be able to make moves on the ball. And I do like that. I love his length. And this guy could be a potential Josh Norman 2015, 11th best player in the league in Ron's system, okay? But no, I'm just talking about when Josh Norman was at the height. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust like that.
The difference between him and Josh Norman, he can play, man.
Yeah, he was more of a zone corner there for Carolina. But similar deal, though. Great length, good arm length, good little bit of shiftiness, but not the top-end speed where you're running with the Tyreek Hills of the world or something like that. So, but similar to Jamin, he is coming to another great situation a coach that loves his lanky corners, that puts him the best situations to succeed. I like his quickness in the slot more, but his length is good for outside. So I agree with you with the versatility where he can play both situations, which I like. So I'm going to give it another solid B pick. Position of need, solid player. We'll see where it goes. What do you guys say? Hassan says, Chris, I hear you. Oh, DRG likes the Derek Forrest pick. We're going to get into that soon. Yes, DRG, I did get a new house. I moved. So we are in a new location, which is the start of the technical difficulties, of course. Roger Smith. What's up, Roger Smith? He looks back for the ball while covering it at the last second. I like that. I did see that in his highlight. There was one highlight in particular when I watched his highlight tape that the ball was coming around and he got his head around at the last second, so he did not get called for face guarding. I did like that as well. I know exactly what you're talking about. Dante Payne, welcome to the... I don't know if I recognize your name, so welcome to the channel if I haven't seen you before. But hey, thank you for stopping by. All right. Well, when are you going to stream more, Tim? I've got to get moved in and settled in, Madison. I got to get situated. Oh, what's up, Hawk? Fellas, Tim and Jarris, what up? Brethren, two dudes that love sports just as I. That's right. We do love sports, and especially football and our Washington football team. All right, let's go ahead and get into our second third-round pick. Pick number 82. A lot of people wanted Mr. Tommy Trimble, but no, our coaching staff decided to go Dyami Brown, wide receiver out of UNC. And I'm going to give this pick an A. All right, he adds even more speed to this wide receiver core. I think he runs fantastic fluid routes. He's got great hands. I saw a stat where he did not drop a single contested ball all last season. I love the addition of all this speed on this team. That was the theme throughout this draft. You got Sam Cosmi, an extremely fast tackle, Jamin Davis, an insanely fast linebacker, and this guy is no different, running a 4.44 40-yard dash. And I think this pick was an A because not necessarily where we could have gone in certain situations, okay? But I think this guy will be able to contribute year one and beyond. I think this could be another Terry McLaurin style pick. I don't think he's as good as Terry, but I think he could be another pick where you look at the third round and you got a nice gem that contributes on offense. Way to pair him up. And he's not the shortest guy in the world. He's around 6 foot, like 6.5 inches or something like that. So he's not somebody that's super short. I give this pick an A. Chris, grade that pick.
B+. Reason why I'm not giving it an A is because we should have picked a free safety. But if...
Or a tight end if you wanted a tight end.
Yeah. It could be an A. But not thinking about a free safety, it's an A. I told you about Dyami. I found Dyami.
Mm-hmm.
I found him. Told y'all about him.
You were not the first one to tell me about him. I had another friend tell me about him, but you definitely told me about him as well.
The thing with this pick is this. Like I say, for me, it's between him and Kelvin who going to get the number 2 spot.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to battle for 2. I don't care whichever one wins. As long as Kelvin get his, as long as either one of them get high snaps, I don't care. Mm-hmm. Dyami Brown, let's say right now today, you got Terry, you got Dyami, you got Curtis. That should be the starting. Humphreys, whatever. It's a great pick, but you know how I feel about the quarterback. It does not matter. If Taylor Heineke could just win this job, if he can win this job, this is a home run. It's a home run. I like Dyami. I give it a without thinking of free safety, I give it an A. With thinking of free safety, I give it a B+.
Got it. What are you guys saying? Dominic gives it an A+ steal. Yep. Hassan agrees, A+ steal of the draft. Kelvin may not make the roster, says Lakers now.
Yeah, you're wrong.
AGG and Humphreys probably out the door, potentially. We'll talk more about Humphreys when we get into the final pick, for sure. But I liked the pick, okay? I think he's a really great receiver, and I think that was a very well-timed pick. But there was a couple of different directions you could go, and that's what we're going to get into. And we're going to get into the next pick of the draft. Uh-oh. Hold on. I saw something, sorry. Oh, that's weird. Okay. The next pick of the draft, 4th round pick, John Bates, tight end from Boise State. Chris, you're up. Grade that pick.
F. F. You got a guy that was compared to a guy that you just cut. Jeremy Sprinkles. No, man, that's the word. No. You drafted him for depth. He's not tight end number 2. Salmons is tight end number 2 with the potential to be 1. As the season progresses, he'll be number 1. Why would you waste a draft pick on a blocking tight end that you could have just signed in free agency? You can sign a blocking tight end anywhere. If you want a blocking tight end, just bring back Sprinkle rather than wasting a 4th round draft pick on him. You could have used that to go get Caden Stearns. What's that other guy? Jamar Johnson. You could have used that pick on any, but you want John Bates. He wasn't even the best tight end on the board.
Brevin Jordan was still on the board. They wanted a blocking tight end, and Ron Rivera said that culture came first, then talent. And I guess this dude is a fantastic human being. Great locker room guy. But a trash football player, okay? He had 500 yards in 4 seasons and only 2 touchdowns. Bro, if you have a dude that gives you one dimension, either way, whether it's only a receiving tight end or if it's only a blocking tight end, you are going to get predictable when it comes to on the field. Mr. John Bates starts running onto the field. Up, run play. Logan Thomas comes running onto the field. Up, pass play. You do not want to be predictable. And that was our big problem with Jordan Reed. Phenomenal football player in the wide receiver game. Phenomenal. Probably the best route running tight end in the league. Fantastic hands. Awesome player. But you basically couldn't play him as a tight end anymore. He became another wide receiver because if you put him in the run game, he was holding onto the defender and costing you 10 yards. It was terrible. Now we're right back in the opposite situation. Now Mr. John Bates comes onto the field and you think, uh-oh, they're running the football. And this is an F pick because this guy most likely would have been available in the 6th or 7th round where I would have been much more lenient. I would still hate the pick because it's not useful, but you got a guy of character, you got a guy that you like, blah, 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 whatever. Maybe you could develop him a little bit. But this guy is a 4.85 40-yard dash. He has no speed. Apparently he has solid hands, but all he can do is a zone beater. He's just going to be a play-action zone beater. You're not putting him out into routes. You're going to put him out into a seam route at all, and then maybe a quick out. And that's the extent, and maybe a hitch. And that's basically the extent of where this guy can be used. Terrible pick at the moment. I agree Caden Stearns was higher on the board. Jamar Johnson was higher on the board. A bigger receiver was higher on the board as far as if you wanted like a Semi Fioco, a 6'4", 4.37 guy.
They could have did that and moved him to tight end.
That would have been a much better situation. Yeah, exactly. Like there's so many other things you could have done in this situation. If you really wanted a blocking tight end, here's the path. At pick number 82, draft Tommy Trimble, a dude that's a 4.6 40-yard dash guy, got solid hands, can be a threat in the pass game, but an extremely hard-nosed run blocker. You take Tommy Trimble at pick number 82, who was available at 82, went pick number 83. Then there's a ton of wide receivers in this draft. This wide receiver draft was super deep. Super deep. You already drafted another wide receiver later in this draft to prove that this draft was deep. If you wanted a receiver, you could have gone late. I like the De'Ami Brown pick. You saw me give it an A. But if this is the path that you wanted to take, you wanted a tight end that can run block, you had to go Tommy Trimble at 82 and then wide receiver at pick 124. Terrible pick. All right. That's how I feel about it. And I felt that day one, looking more into. Oh, you have to do your research on him, Tim. You have to look more into him, Tim. You have to really look at it. If you'd find out why they like. No, this is a bad pick in the 4th round. This is a pick that you know on day one it's gonna suck, and he's not gonna contribute. Jeremy Sprinkle, 4th round pick, and that's who they compared him to. Great pick, Ron. Come on, Ron. Martin. I'm blaming Martin Mayhew on this one. Just kidding. But seriously, this sucks. Okay. Lakers agrees with us. Bod's his fatwa. I always forget. I'm just gonna call him Bod. It is a stupid call. It's stupid to call Bates Sprinkles. That's who NFL Network compared him immediately after the pick. Immediately after the pick, he said, "Oh, he reminds me of their old tight end Jeremy Sprinkle."
Well, that's
Shoot me now, okay? We're not the ones that compared him to Sprinkle. Other people did. This is terrible. We're getting some. Yeah, Dominic agrees. D-, and you know that's an F plus or F minus when Dominic says D- because he's a friendly grader. So you know it was a bad pick when that happened. Yeah, this was bad. John Shaw, what's up? Benjamin St. Bust. We actually like Mr. Bust now, so we're rooting for Mr. Bust. Actually, you know what? I should say this. We're rooting for all of them. I hope John Bates becomes George Kittle 2.0. Okay, I am rooting for him to succeed like nobody's business. You won't see anybody happier to be wrong than me if John Bates proves me wrong. The chances of that are negative 10%. It's not happening, okay? I'm right. All right, here we go. And thank you, Chris, for that good laugh. That was hilarious. You were doing all the head nod, excited about it, and then you said F. That was fantastic. Well done. All right. On to round number 5. And we finally got our safety. Mr. Derek Forrest, safety out of Cincinnati. It's my turn to grade this pick. And I'm going to give this pick around a C+. Okay? Safety was a position of need. All right? And the dude's a super athlete. Okay? A 4.38 40-yard dash. 21 bench reps, so he's strong as well. Nearly a 40-inch vertical. He is a great athletic prospect. Watching him play, though, he has trouble tackling. He has trouble covering. He is not a day one starter at the safety position whatsoever. He calls himself more of a strong safety, apparently, according to Chris. But I have seen him play free, so it's not that he's incapable of playing free. But he has a long way to go. And you know what? I may even bring this up to a B- if he becomes a really fantastic special teams player. Because that's why Martin Mayhew said he drafted him, was to be focused on a special teams. Which special teams is very, very important. Don't sleep on special teams. And I hope that he contributes very well as a gunner or as a punt returner maybe or something. We'll see. He's got great athleticism. We'll see what he can bring. But I will give you know what? I'll settle in on a C+ for this pick. Chris, grade that pick.
F. F, 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 F. He plays, he's a strong safety. He's not a free safety. That's number one. So you have to I see him play free safety. He's a strong safety. That's who he sees himself as. Number one. Number two, they specifically drafted him for special teams and then said, hopefully, he'll be able to play his way on into a position. Who drafts a special teams player knowing that you have a void to fill at free safety? The dude plays strong safety, but you say, oh, we need a safety. Let's go get a safety. Who plays strong more than free, who's a special teamer. What sense does that make? He's never going to play safety. That's number one. He's never going to play free safety. So you wasted a draft pick. Unless he's the next Devin Hester. No. You say he's a good gunner. I don't care about good gunner. I don't care about that. I need me a free safety. Pass him on Caden Stearns. Jamar Johnson, who I'm not high on, but he's better than what he is. At least I know he can play. This is an F. Please.
I will never give an F to a dude with that athletic. I just can't do it. I can't do it. You can't give that an F. It's a 5th-round pick. They are made for
Troy
special teams.
Apke was athletic, and we drafted him this year. What would you say? F.
If I know what was going to happen, but I did not give that F day one. I did not give that F
What
day
do you
one.
give it now?
I give it a solid D-. He's contributed fantastic on special teams. Fantastic.
And that's exactly what he's going to do.
Troy Apke 2.0. Let's get burnt again. Because I think actually Troy Apke was faster than him. I think Troy Apke ran like a 4.35 maybe? I don't know. He was fast. As Deion Sanders would say, he was fast. Oh, he can run. He can run. Chris is a bum. Stacked team. You can't give it an F. Hassan says C+. Dominic says B. If he's only here for special teams, it was bad. If not, B. Okay. Special teams is important, everybody. Dominic said negative 10%. You got a good kick out of that one. Nah, Chris the GOAT. All right. Thank you, guys. All right, here we go. On to my favorite pick of the draft. I've never laughed harder at a draft pick in my entire life. Mr. Long Snapper out of Michigan, Cameron Cheeseman. Cameron Cheeseman. It still gets me to this day. Chris, grade that pick.
C-.
C- for a long snapper, eh?
I mean, we needed a long snapper. How else we was gonna get it? It would be an A if we didn't have to trade up for him. Who trades up for a long snapper? But I digress. It's a C- for the simple fact that we traded up for him. If we didn't and we still got him, it was an A. That's the way I view it.
Got it. I'm going to give this an A because we got 2 picks out of it and not just one. I'm going to give it an A because, as he said, it was a position of need. A 6th rounder is not too bad because also just 3 picks before, I bet the long snapper they actually wanted was drafted 3 picks before. So there's another team that took a long snapper right ahead of them. I'm giving it an A because it was a position of need. He's made no mistakes in his career. He seems to have done a great job punting and field goal kicks. So there seems to be nothing wrong with Mr. Cheeseman. He's also a 6'4", 230-pound athlete. So when he's on the punt team, he should be able to get down there and make some plays, also tackling. So he seems to be somewhat of an athlete as well. He's not, some big fat bum, and he's also not some tiny little dude that can't tackle in the punt game. So there's definitely some contributions to be made for Mr. Cameron Cheese in multiple ways. And who knows? Maybe he's going to be our next tight end. Spam the cheese emoji, says DRG. Spam the cheese emoji. That's hilarious. Could have easily gotten him as an undrafted free agent. Don't say that, because another team had just drafted a long snapper as well. Dante Payne says, don't cut the cheese. That's right. We needed a long snapper. Dominic says D+. Going to love cheering on Cheeseman. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we were like, come on, Dylan Moses. Come on, Trayvon Grimes. Come on, William Bradley King. And to hear Ron Rivera come out and say, and he had such a big smile on his face, did he not? He's over here like, and with the whatever pick number 225, the Washington football team selects Cameron Cheeseman, long snapper out of Michigan. He was so happy to announce that pick. That was hysterical. Thank you for all the cheese emojis. Appreciate it. Lakers, I highly doubted long snappers were being drafted like crazy late in the draft. Hey, you needed a long snapper. You got a good one. I'm going to give it an A because I'm not going to crush a 6th-round pick with a position of need like that, who's probably one of the best at his position. And it was a need. So, A pick from me. All right. Pick number 240, the other pick that we traded up for. So we traded a 5th-round pick next year for a 6th-rounder and a 7th-rounder this year. William Bradley King, defensive end / outside linebacker from Baylor. It's my turn to grade this pick. I'm going to give this pick a B. We needed rotational guys out of the. Actually, I'm going to give it an A. I changed my mind. He's getting an A because this is who I projected him to pick in the 7th round. We needed edge rusher, rotational guys, people out behind it. We addressed it with this pick. I think he's got some interesting upside. He's a hard worker. I think he potentially can get in here and give some quality snaps, maybe only 6 to 10 a game. Nothing crazy. But Mr. William Bradley King, I liked him coming in. We ended up scooping him up. I like it. A pick from me in the 7th round. Chris, grade that pick.
See, he's not going to get no playing time. That's number one. He's not. He's a what? He's a 6th string at best, or he's going to a practice squad. Same as the other guy we about to talk to next. He's not getting no playing time over James Smith-Williams, and he shouldn't get any playing time over James Smith-Williams. Unless this guy can be the other linebacker that we need, then C. I mean, the only thing I tried to like is maybe he can be Tim Settle and give us some trade bait. Hopefully. That's the best I can do. C.
I liked the pick. I think he's going to be an interesting guy. 7th round pick. I'm not predicting Hall of Fame or nothing crazy. I don't. If he ends up being a bust, I would not be surprised. It's a 7th round pick, and he's one of the guys I wanted. We got him. I like him. A pick. Some people are giving him C's. B plus from DRG. B minus from Hassan. 10 snaps is way too much. I mean, it's probably only what 10 to 12% of snaps a game, maybe 15%. It's nothing crazy. So, as I said, 6 to 10 snaps depending on game flow, somewhere in there, and we'll go from there. All right, I'm going to give Mr. Shakatoni. Actually, just kidding. It's your turn to grade Mr. Shakatoni. Defensive end from Penn State. Led his team in sacks with 5.5 sacks last year. Chris, grade that pick.
C.
All right, double C's, huh?
Same thing with him. He either on a practice squad or he can hopefully be that linebacker that we need magically. That's it. He gets to C. I mean, he's not going to get no PT.
Got it. I'm giving this pick a B. And the reason is because we needed a rotational defensive end. We got one with Bradley King, but it's a 7th round pick. You don't know if it's going to succeed. So Shakatoni, you double up in the 7th round on the position that you drafted in the 7th round to give yourself twice as many chances to potentially find a gem in the rough. I liked Bradley King better, so that's why I gave Bradley King an A, but I think this is a B because you try to add in to that rotational guy, and hopefully one of them succeeds. And even if only one of them succeeds, I think that this pick is still a B, even if Shakatoni is the failure, because I like the thought process of going ahead and doubling up on the defensive end and go from there. Okay, Shakatoni says C plus from Hassan, C from Dominic. I think it's wrong. The Tim, check the title. Oh no, I freaking didn't change the title. Thank you. I'm going to correct it right now. Appreciate it. Chris and Tim podcast.
Who's the sleeper? Saint Goat. Saint Goat is the sleeper. Benjamin Saint Goat will be the sleeper.
Washington football team draft grades. It's been a crazy day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for correcting me.
Dax Milne, 7th round draft pick. Does he make the roster? No, I don't see it. I don't. I'm trying to see it. He might make the practice squad. I give the pick a C. I just don't see Adam not making it. I don't see him beating out Cam Sims, but I think, oh my God, if he makes the roster, it'll go Cam Sims, then him. He'll be the last one on the roster, but I think Adam makes it. But this Milne, whatever his name is,
Dax Milne, yep.
If he's a true slot, that's a big slot receiver. But I just don't see Adam not making it. But, I mean, hey, see.
I give this draft pick a D. This draft pick was the wrong pick. Trayvon Grimes was on the board. We needed a guy with size and speed. We have a ton of guys that can play in the slot. We have Curtis Samuel. We have Adam Humphrey. De'Ami Brown can play inside and out. So if you want him in the slot, that's cool. If you want Terry McLaurin can play everywhere and anywhere at any time, any place. You got guys that can play in the slot position. You don't have that red zone threat. Cam Sims does not bring you that red zone threat. Calvin Harmon, maybe. He's 6'3". Trayvon Grimes was 6'4", running a potential sub 4.5 40-yard dash. Great hands. Caught a touchdown over Patrick Surtain. Played at University of Florida in the SEC. Had nearly 600 yards and 9 touchdowns on only 38 catches as the third option on that team. That was the pick. And what makes it hurt even more is that Trayvon Grimes went to the Eagles. If Trayvon Grimes has any sort of career for the Eagles, I am never going to forget this pick. It's a 7th rounder, I know, whatever, but that was the position of need. He was available on the board, and we could have stopped a division rival from getting a potential stud as an undrafted free agent. Dax Milne should have been a priority free agent. We should have drafted Trayvon, then go ahead and bring in Dax Milne as an undrafted free agent to see if he can't surpass Adam Humphrey. Okay? Adam Humphrey is a guy that we could definitely cut bait with. He was only like a $1.2 million cap hit, and if we cut him, we can save $1 million. It was only like $250,000 guaranteed or something like that. So we have a great opportunity to potentially cut him. I don't want both of them on the team. One of them has got to be it. Okay? If Dax Milne makes the team and ends up getting cut, or getting Adam Humphries cut, I like the pick a little bit more because we're not bringing both of them. But I like De'Ami Brown. I love Terry McLaurin. I love Curtis Samuel. I like all three of them. But none of them bring us that size-speed combo. They all have the speed. They all have great route running. They all have great hands. I love them all. But they don't bring us that red zone threat. They go up and go get it.
That's what Samus is for.
Maybe. Okay? That is why I am not a fan of Mr. Dax Milne in the 7th round, is because of who was available at the time and where that guy ended up going, and we could have got this guy as a priority free agent after the draft. All right? Not a position of need whatsoever. We already drafted a receiver. Tough. And Dylan Moses was on the board. We need another linebacker. We could have gone him too. Instead, he went to Jacksonville. It's frustrating, to say the least, for that final pick. What are you guys saying? 409 yards and 8 TDs in one
Let's go
game.
to Aaron Rodgers, please.
Oh, well, I want to talk about the one undrafted free agent we signed, and then we'll go ahead and get into Mr. Aaron Rodgers, okay? Have you looked into this guy at all?
No.
Okay. Well, then we won't spend too long on him. I just want to mention him. They're mentioning him in the chat. Is Mr. Jarrett Patterson. He's a smaller running back, around 5'8", 5'9", around 200 pounds. He is an interesting running back, but I don't have big hopes for him. But he did have 700 yards and I think 10 touchdowns in 2 games, Chris. 2 games. He had a 400-yard game and then followed it up with a 300-yard game. The dude is talented. He's not the most fast guy in the world. I think he ran around a 4.6 or high 4.5 or something like that. He's got a good center of gravity. He's a little muscle hamster, like a Doug Martin kind of thing. I don't see him being a huge role on this team because Antonio Gibson, J.D. McKissick already kind of fill the role that he wants to fill. I think we need more of the Brandon Jacobs of the world, or some sort of LeGarrette Blunts of the world. I think we need that power back that gives us the strength on the goal line. This guy does not bring that. I would be surprised if he ends up making the team, but good for him. I'm not gonna really grade it because it doesn't matter. I think it's just a camp filler. We didn't use a draft pick on him. Not very expensive. Meh pickup for Mr. Jerry Patterson. Okay. So Chris wants to hop into the drama up in Wisconsin. Green Bay Packer quarterback, as if you never knew who this guy was, Aaron Rodgers, is potentially wanting out of Green Bay, which he's listed a couple of teams. I think he added the Giants to that list, the Broncos on that list, San Francisco's on that list of teams that he could potentially want to go. We are not apparently on the short list. But, Chris, what does this mean for the rest of the league? Do you think he moves? Do you think he stays? What do we got for the Aaron Rodgers drama?
First off, all you hating people in the comments that's hating on Aaron Rodgers, spoil you for one of them. And who else? DRG for another one. And the other guy, Lakers. Because I've been watching y'all for the last couple of minutes. Stop saying Aaron Rodgers is a crybaby. They moved up in the draft to take a guy who's not going to help him win a Super Bowl. Y'all keep blaming him for not going far in the playoffs when they clearly never have a good defense. He clearly only has one weapon on offense named Devontae Adams. So what is he supposed to do? If somebody draft my successor and I'm trying to go win a championship, why don't I want to leave? What sense does that make? You guys are terrible. 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 He's crying. He's crying. What you mean he's crying? You didn't get me anything. You went out and got a quarterback. Then y'all complain about him not winning games in the playoffs. Look who they drafted. A quarterback who's not going to do crap for the next 3 years, 4 years. And even when he gets in a freaking game, who knows what he's going to be. So you wasted a year off of Aaron Rodgers' career. And then everybody wants to say that, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he's crying. I want out. You were doing everything that you didn't come talk to me. You making all these moves. You saying this, that, and the third. You telling me not to be the problem when I'm not the problem. You sitting up here running your mouth, doing all this other stuff behind my back. And you expect me to sit here and not leave? Bye. I don't want to be here anymore because you don't want me here. Now when I say I want to leave, now you want to start drafting players. Now you want to start drafting. No, I'm gone. And what he did a smart thing. Oh, so last year you didn't call me and tell me that you was trading up for Jordan Love? So how about this? This year in the draft, I'm leaving. I'm not coming back. How about that? Now you want to go draft Eric Stokes. Now you want to go draft the receiver. I forgot the receiver they drafted. Now you want to go get this. Now you go get that. Now you want to come. No. And then on top of that, you drafted a cornerback. You drafted Eric Stokes, and you didn't even go get me a receiver. So why am I here? No, bye. B-Y-E.
Maury Rodgers was the receiver.
Boy, you be quiet, because you make no sense. You make no sense. Had Kevin, is it Aaron Rodgers' fault that Kevin King gave up a freaking deep ball touchdown at the half? Is that Aaron Rodgers' fault? Is that Aaron Rodgers' fault that Kevin King got a pass interference on the biggest player of the game? Is that his fault that his defense couldn't show up? Is that his fault? Oh, exactly. Shut up, man. Just be quiet. Y'all make no sense.
All right.
No sense. And Spoiler, you sitting there running your mouth. You don't have a quarterback. But I guarantee you'll be sitting up here. Help me go, Lily, if y'all traded for him. And Lakers and all y'all other stuff. You just said go trade 3 first-rounders for Aaron Rodgers. So look how hypocritical y'all are. Get out of here. Get out of here.
James changed his name. The Raiders fan, James changed his name to Rodgers to Vegas. He says, "Team, I see you have ads now. Yep, we're moving up in the world." But yeah, I agree that Aaron Rodgers definitely has a legitimate gripe. Okay, In the 2019 season, because Devontae Adams had some injury concerns, like injury-plagued season in 2019, arguably your two best players in 2019 were your quarterback and running back. In the next draft, in the 2020 draft, what do? They draft a quarterback in the first round and a running back in the second round. How is that even fathomable when Justin Jefferson was on the board? You let Justin Jefferson and I believe CeeDee Lamb, because I think they traded up ahead of CeeDee Lamb. So CeeDee Lamb and Justin Jefferson are on the board to pair up with arguably the best receiver in the league, Devontae Adams, and you trade up for a quarterback. A quarterback! At this point, Rodgers was only, 36? Tom Brady's 107. You have so much time with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just won MVP. Imagine if you had Justin Jefferson. Where would Justin Jefferson be? Justin Jefferson had 1,400 yards and 8 touchdowns or something like that with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins gave him that. He may have busted 2,000 yards in Green Bay with the best quarterback in the league, or second best quarterback in the league, arguably. There is a legitimate reason to want out of the Green Bay situation. There's a legitimate reason. All right? And you can just debate if you would do whatever in this situation. I don't care. But you cannot argue that there is not a legitimate reason to be frustrated if you are Aaron Rodgers in the Green Bay Packers uniform. There's no reason. I mean, this is insane. Okay? I don't know what else you want. Okay? And then you had, Terrence Marshall right here. There's, receivers that you could have gotten again. And then
Rashad Bateman.
Well, Rashad Bateman wasn't available on their pick, but you get the idea. It's still
traded up.
Well, that's true. And I could think of I don't know. There's other ones that you maybe if you wanted a quick fast guy, I would have loved a Elijah Moore or Rondell Moore in the second round or something like that, or even in the first round if you wanted to pair up that give that burst of speed element with a Devontae Adams on the other side. That could have been a fantastic weapon for Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes are basically the same quarterback. Their same style of play. Okay? Pat Mahomes is just younger with probably a slightly stronger arm. But Aaron Rodgers and them play the same. Look how well Tyreek Hill's doing. If you could go and get a Tyreek Hill 2.0 for Mr. Aaron Rodgers, a guy that could throw the ball downfield as far as anybody, I don't know. There's definitely reasons for him to screw it up. Aaron Rodgers is also at fault. I mean, at fault for what? I guess signing there in the first place. Maybe they're kind of the Deshaun Watson mindset of hey, how can you trash the organization after you signed a long-term contract? I don't know. I guess, but at the same, I don't know. Did he sign an extension after they drafted Love? I don't think he did. That was before they drafted Love. I don't know. Crazy, crazy stuff. Hey, the Raiders got Walmart, Tyreek Hill, Henry Ruggs. That's right.
Boy, you sound. I'm not even.
Spoiled. Didn't the Patriots draft Brady replacement at a point?
And what did they do with Brady replacement?
QB.
They traded him, didn't they? Didn't they trade him when Brady didn't want him?
That's true.
Didn't they? Oh, okay.
Saints was going to get his replacement early, so what's wrong with that? But hold up. Jimmy G. Hold on. When was Jimmy G drafted? And what pick?
He was in the second round. Second or third round, something like that.
Jimmy G. I got to look this up. He was drafted by the Patriots.
Talking about some.
Second round, pick number 62. Second round, pick number 62.
Everyone but himself. You can't.
Jordan Love.
Okay, spoil you. If that's the case, Drew Brees choked. Now what? He had a chance. He didn't do crap with it. Therefore, it's his fault. Okay, boom. End of discussion.
Jordan Love was traded up for.
Drew Brees choked.
Pick number 26.
That's why you didn't make it to the playoffs. That's why, not the playoffs. That's why you didn't make it past Tampa. That's why you haven't been nothing but to one Super Bowl. Because Drew Brees choked. How about that?
Oh my goodness.
Now let's do this next topic, please.
All right, we got the rant. Tim, he got the ball back 3 times and did nothing in the AFC Championship game. He tried to force it into his best receiver, could not work. And you're going to say again, oh, you're giving him excuses. I don't care. He should have looked to other places. That's fine. Put blame on him. Awesome. As a play caller, why are you putting Davante Adams, one of the best back shoulder catchers in the league, in the slot where he's triple covered? Put him out there on an island, one-on-one inside the 10-yard line. Maybe you throw another receiver over there just to give a distraction. You let Aaron Rodgers work with him on the outside. Instead, he was able to get covered by a corner, safety over top, linebacker moving over, and Davante Adams, your best weapon, because you benched Aaron Jones, is now triple covered in the end zone because of dumb play calling, just like the dumb play call Kevin King solo one-on-one with no safety over top guarding the Scotty Miller. I mean, the coaches were numero uno to blame for that loss. The coaches were a disaster that game. Disaster. Okay? Sure, there was some blame to throw to Aaron Rodgers. Okay, Aaron Rodgers is a human being. He's not perfect. Awesome. He could not get it in the end zone. But he was not put in the best situation to get it into the end zone. Like, if he would have scored there, that would have been despite the coaching staff. Despite the coaching staff. Like, I don't understand. What do you guys want me to do with this? Do you want me to just hate Aaron Rodgers just because he's Aaron Rodgers or something? I don't understand. What am I doing here? Like, somebody tell me. Like, why is this a good idea just to hate Rodgers because he wants out of a situation that they're putting him in terrible situations? I need somebody in the chat to tell me Green Bay is not putting him in a bad situation. Somebody tell me that Green Bay is giving him the most chances to win.
That's what they're going to tell you.
You cannot argue that. There's no way you can argue that. What's up, Mr. Barton? What's up, Diego? Fitzpatrick is a top 5 QB, no doubt. What about the other 2 times and when he... No, go back and watch, DRG. All 3 plays, Davante Adams is in the slot. All 3. Not 1. All 3. Go back and watch it. All 3 times, Davante Adams is in the slot getting triple covered.
Sorry, James, but y'all need a receiver.
It is what it is. Green Bay is giving him the best chances to win.
Next.
All right. On that note, if you guys say that, then I can't argue with you guys because I think you guys are delusional. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. All right. So we have a couple of different directions. Either one you could go. Do you want to stick on more Washington, where we can talk about how we're going to fill the last 4 roster spots, or do you want to go with winners and losers?
I want what a quarterback said.
I was going to do that at the very end, but do you want to do it now? We can do it now.
We could.
All right, here we go. We'll do it now. Chris has already been deep diving into some quarterbacks in the 2022 NFL Draft. So we are now going to be discussing the way too early discussion of who could be available for the Washington football team in the 2022 NFL Draft. Chris, lay it on us.
My early top 5 quarterback draft board goes Spencer Rattler, Sam Howell, Desmond Ridder, JT Daniels, and Matt Corral. Let me tell you something about this quarterback draft. I didn't even look at it that much because I was so mad that we didn't get Justin Fields. This quarterback draft class is better than last year's. This year's. It's better. When I watch JT Daniels, he has a rifle, a cannon that I've never seen before. So Mahomes and them got cannons, cool, fine. But when I see him rip it, he rips it. He lets it fly. You ain't getting it. Either it's going to be overthrown or the receiver going to catch it. Matt Corral, I like him. I'm interested to see what he do this year. Y'all already know. The guy that we should target is Desmond Ritter. Perfect for the offense. Perfect culture fit. Is nobody better than Desmond. He's my Justin Fields of this draft class. Love Desmond Ritter. I'm gonna be on Desmond Ritter all the way up to the draft. It's Desmond Ritter for me. I'm not changing my mind. If they didn't go Ritter, I would want JT Daniels because of the rifle and because our offense and how all our speed or whatever. Malik Willis, that's the bust. He is a Dwayne Haskins waiting to happen. No. When I look at him, he has bust written all over him. He reminds me of EJ Manuel. I don't know if you know who that is. And Cardell Jones. He's that type. And they will bust. He is a bust. Mark my word. He is a bust. And I believe what's his name? It's this guy. You watched. He played against Zach Wilson at Coastal Carolina. He will be the guy who comes out of nowhere. Grayson McCall. Keep an eye on him.
McCall.
But for the Washington Redskins, Desmond Ritter is the guy.
All right. Desmond Ritter. What do you guys saying over here? Who is Mark Coral? I don't. Where's Mark Coral from? Do you remember?
Matt Coral.
Matt Coral?
Mm-hmm.
Where's he from?
What's his college? I think it's Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, okay. Maybe. I think you're right. Actually, now that I think about it. Desmond Ritter's nice as a son. Who is Derek Ryder? He's just
Did you see the play when he it was against Georgia against JT Daniels when he extended the play and threw across his body to the left side and got a touchdown?
Over the defense. Yeah, Desmond Ritter, nice arm there. God. It was nice. Who cares about the draft? Maybe you guys do, but not me because the Raiders reach every year.
No, y'all actually had a good draft, actually.
It could be the Saints draft.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Anyway, all right. Raiders just stink at drafting Pharrell. Yeah, what is the guy from Clemson? I don't remember his first name, but yeah, it's bad. Anyway, whoever's the best is who we're going to take. That's right, Mr. Martin. Agreed. All right, that was fun. I don't have a strong opinion, and there's no way I am looking at more film on draft prospects for next year. I just can't do. I've watched so much film on this draft class. I want to get into this year and this stuff, but it was still a fun conversation nonetheless. Thank you for talking about it, Chris. Yeah, did Peyton Turner wake up yet? All right, so last two topics before we get out of here were winners and losers of the draft, and then or we could go for the final four roster spots. Where are we going?
Let's go final four.
All right, so the final four roster spots. Ron Rivera announced that we are not looking at any more undrafted free agents. If to fill the final four, we are going to go to the NFL free agency. So I have two names that I am interested to help fill the four spots. I haven't come up with all four, but you want me to go first, Chris, or you want to go first?
It's up to you.
All right, you know what? I'll just go ahead and give my two because my two aren't that surprising. All right, I want to go get Trey Boston to fill the free safety need. I put Chris to sleep. Trey Boston had a down year last year, but he played well, according to PFF, in Ron's system. He's around a 4.59 guy. He's 28 years old, so he's not too old. I think that this is a guy that Ron really enjoys, really likes, culture fit, knows his system, can step in immediately and be a veteran on this defense and fill the need of free safety. I did not want Trey Boston ahead of time because I wanted Trayvon Merrick, but now that we did not really address the free safety need, I want to go ahead and get Trey Boston. The other one is I still want to continue to pound home the linebacker spot, and I want to go get a Super Bowl champion, KJ Wright, to help get in this linebacker room and give it a nice veteran presence. I think John Bostic is going to be here to stay because I think Ron likes him, but I don't want to say despise because he is okay in the run game, but it's just not, he's just not the linebacker, man. He's just not. So I want KJ Wright to help fill the linebackers in this defense, and those are my two free agents I want the Washington football team to look into to sign. Chris, who are you thinking about?
KJ Wright, the Shermanator.
Ooh, Richard.
KJ Wright, Richard Sherman. Go get maybe, just move Kendall Fuller to free safety. I don't got time to be signing no more safeties. So KJ Wright, who I say?
Sherman.
Richard Sherman. Who else out there? Give me some names who's still out there.
Ono said bring Ryan Kerrigan back for depth. I'm gonna find
Ryan
out.
Kerrigan.
Okay. Yep.
And Kwan Alexander.
Kwan Alexander off the Achilles injury, huh? Interesting. Yo, John Shaw said Kwan Alexander. On the same page with Mr. Christopher. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Still going to say no changing my mind. Rodgers will have the talent, but could never get it done. Welcome to Mr. Drew Brees world. Ooh, did I say that out loud? Yeah. Talk to me about who had more talent. Who had more talent, Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees?
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, maybe.
Last time I checked, Aaron Rodgers don't got Alvin Kamara, but that's none of my business.
Maybe Ryan Kerrigan so we can get back for year 10. I would love to bring Ryan Kerrigan back. If we brought Kerrigan back, I think that'd be huge. Do we know if RK is open to coming back? That's a good question. The last I heard is he wants a starting position, which it seems to be pretty slim for him to get that spot. And unfortunately, he may not be interested in coming back because we just disrespected him so hard with only playing him like 20 snaps a game.
What?
There was times where he only played like 20 snaps a game. Oh,
I was like spoiled. You just said freaking Drew Brees had a better career than Rodgers, but whatever. Okay,
had a better career than Rodgers.
When they rank each other, I guarantee you Drew Brees won't even be near Rodgers. He'll be below him, but that's none of my business. Anyway,
when's the last time Drew Brees won an MVP? Rodgers has 3.
I don't even know if Drew Brees got one. You should look that up. We got the time.
Anyway, is there anybody else you want to add to the Washington football team?
Nah, that's it.
All right. While I look this up, I'm going to get ahead and put up the last topic for you. I'll set it up for you. Lay it up to hit a home run here. Winners and losers.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we got this one.
Of the 2021 NFL Draft. And Chris, you pick where you want to start, winner or loser.
The biggest losers are the Saints. How about that, spoiled? This was a perfect segue to go right back to you. Who drafts Ian Book as their franchise quarterback? Ian Book. Then you draft the guy who should never have had a first-round grade on at all. Nobody in the world. Peyton Turner. Who is that? What is that?
A guy that went to sleep on day one. He went to sleep before the draft was over.
I got one good draft pick posting the Debo cool. And then he said, Spoil you says Pete Warner is better than Jabril Cox.
Okay, I love spoil the
Pete Warner, Peyton Turner, Ian Book.
I put a 4th or 5th round grade on Pete Warner personally. Was not super impressed, but excuse me. But Peyton Turner, the evolution, that's the word I was looking for. The evolution of spoiled the day of the draft, where after the pick he goes, I like it. I like the pick. Then about, 3 to 4 minutes later, he goes, well, I understand the pick. I get it. Okay, I understand it. And then, before even Tampa Bay was on the clock, you hear Spoil go, why? Why did we take Patrick Turner or whatever his name is? I don't remember it. Peyton Turner. Why? Why did we do this to ourselves? Why did we? The evolution was hysterical. Thank you for that, Spoil. Thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody, first of all, who joined the NFL 2021 draft coverage with Chris, me, Spoil joined us. We had Stun in there. We had Josh in there. We had Drago in there. We had a good group. Drago, Tiho, whatever his name is. Thank you all for joining, and everybody in the chat. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for sure. It was a lot of fun.
What great count.
What's that?
You keep saying when was the last time Rodgers won a NFC championship? When has the last time Drew Brees been to one? You keep saying he lose them. At least he gets there. Like, come on. He gets them there. Without Aaron Rodgers, they're probably fighting for the number 1 seed. Without him. Like, come on. Not the number 1 seed, the number 1 pick. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
Excuse me. Golly. Sorry. Allergy. I have a allergy-induced asthma.
Better year than him. I do, but was it at the right time, though? It wasn't. It is what it is. I just don't like it the way that you're just bad. I don't like the way y'all bashing Aaron Rodgers like he doesn't have a legit reason to leave the Green Bay Packers, and y'all keep saying he's crying. The very same people who, if he goes to your team, you're going to be all over him. So, yeah, I was just saying before Rodgers is a crybaby, y'all just literally said.
I love this. Packers are bean soup without A-Rod.
Like, they was literally just saying trade for Rodgers. 3 first, Matt Ioannidis, trade for him. And then y'all, right after y'all just said, oh, Rodgers is bad. He's a crap. Like, what? Well, I guess.
Uh-oh. Guys, don't get too excited. Cowgirl fans are already saying winning the Super Bowl. The Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl every single year. I did not have them listed as one of the teams that can win a Super Bowl, but I do think they are a solid team. I think they've addressed a bunch of needs. And honestly, I'm not going to lie to you. They're one of my winners of the 2021 NFL Draft. They traded back, added capital, and still got Micah Parsons. Not a huge need for them, but a fantastic player for them. Their second-round pick was a corner. I don't know much about that corner, but if he can be anything for them, that's huge. They got a couple of my dudes that I wanted. They got Simi Fehoko, another receiver. They got Jabril Cox as well. And they drafted this guy way earlier than I thought he was going to be, but I liked him. And that was Nashawn Wright out of Oregon State. I thought he was going to be more like a 6th or 7th round pick. He ended up being a 3rd round pick, which makes me feel better about wanting him as far as because he was more talented than the round that I thought he was going to go, which is awesome. But I think that the Cowboys, honestly speaking, I think they did a fantastic job in this draft. And, we'll see how it pans out. But on paper, I think it was actually a pretty good draft. Seriously.
Nope.
Another one of my winners is I think the number 1 overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars, did a really, really good job in this draft. Of course, they got Trevor. I'm not a big fan of running back in the first round, but Travis Etienne is a legit running back that could be fantastic in this league day one. They went ahead and grabbed a corner, Tyson Campbell. I love the Walker Little pick. I think that's a great developmental tackle for them. Andre Sisco, I think, is an awesome, aggressive safety from Syracuse. He's coming off an injury, though. He's got to get better, but as far as health-wise, but I like him. And then the rest of their draft, it's some late rounders, nothing special, but I think they did a really good job early in this draft, and I like them. My losers in this draft are above and beyond the Seattle Seahawks. I mean, good God. You need an offensive line, and you draft Dwayne Eskridge with your first pick? Dwayne Eskridge? A wide receiver? And your dude can't stay upright? Your Russell Wilson can't stay upright? That was ridiculous. I think they're huge losers. I did not like the Saints draft. I have questions probably about like the Cardinals draft. But another draft I liked but didn't love because of the first round pick. But the rest of their draft I thought was really, really good, and that was the Dolphins. I thought the Dolphins had a really solid draft. They added capital everywhere. I love that they got Liam Eichenberg. They are a very, very interesting team to me, and they should be really solid. They set up Tua in some good situations here. But yeah, did you have any winners of the draft, Chris?
Yes, sir. I want to make this very, very clear. The biggest winner of this 2021 NFL draft will be the Carolina Panthers. They hit every need, got the best player available at every single need, and all of them can be stars. Let me go down the line for you. First pick, J.C. Horn. He's going to be phenomenal with A.J. Boye. I don't know if you know too much about J.C. Horn. Phenomenal.
I didn't look into it too much. Yep.
Second round. You know what? Let's go get Sam Darnold some more weapons. Terrence Marshall to pair with DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson. That's 3 solid guys across the board who can all go get you 1,000 yards receiving. Let's go to the third round. Let's go get my man, Sam Darnold, a tackle. Not only a tackle, swing tackle for 1 year, can sit behind Cam Irvin, come here, be a phenomenal left tackle. Brady Christensen. Solid pick. You fix your O-line. Then you go down and you get Tommy Tremble. Perfect security blanket for Sam Darnold. Can block for Christian McCaffrey. Perfect all-around tight end. Had superstar written all over him. And with that offense, oh my God, 4th round, running back, Chuba Hubbard. Perfect complement to Christian McCaffrey. He can run it. He can catch it out the backfield. Fast, explosive. That's another toy to back up because they lost Mike Davis. Remember, they lost Mike Davis. So you upgraded over Mike Davis. You got a guy that can do what Mike Davis can do. But on top of that, he can do even more. Perfect. Let's go down to the 5th round. D-tackle Deion Nixon. Sleeper. He can be a Pro Bowl, multiple-time Pro Bowler at D-tackle. You got Derek Brown there. You got Son Reddick there. You got Brian Burns there. Defense has been completely renovated. Let's go to their 6th round pick. You hear everything I'm saying? They got multiple picks. Deontay Brown. Guard. He's going to be a stud to go help out Christian McCaffrey and to protect Sam Darnold. 7th round pick. They got Thomas Fletcher, their long snapper. Then they got another center, Phil Hoskins. And then that's their draft. And not to mention, you want to know what else make them? They even added draft capital in this year's draft for next year. And still got picks this year. And still killed it. Carolina Panthers won this draft by far, making them now, to me, the favorites to win their division and to go into the playoffs and possibly win a couple playoff games.
That was great. You convinced me. That was awesome. I'm not gonna lie. That was a phenomenal draft. Deontay Brown is their 6th pick or something like that. You mentioned
6th round pick.
Yeah, that was that's like a just cherry on top to a fantastic draft. Cannot lie. I agree. Wasn't the biggest fan of the J.C. Horn pick, but we'll see how he turns out. I don't know if J.C. Horn should have been the first defensive player off the board, but corner was a huge need, so that was awesome. I do love didn't you say Terrence Marshall that they grabbed? That's huge. Brady Christensen, I'm not really high on personally. Hopefully he can prove me wrong. He's an athletic tackle, but not the biggest fan. But the rest of the picks you mentioned, Tommy Tremble, I think is a fantastic scoop. I don't know much. You said the defensive tackle. I don't know much about him.
Deion Nixon.
Yeah, did you say somebody in between them or no? Oh yeah, Chuba Hubbard. I loved Chuba Hubbard.
Chuba Hubbard.
Oklahoma State, right? I think so. No, I agree. I think that was a phenomenal draft. The one thing I would say is I think they could have done better at left tackle, but nonetheless, one pick out of all the ones you mentioned being somewhat suspect is a phenomenal draft because they needed a tackle, so they had to do what they had to do. And Penei Sewell was not on the board at pick number 8. He already went pick number 7.
If he would have been, that would have knocked it out the park.
Yeah, that would have been huge. And then drafted one of the corners later. What was the corner?
They could have probably got
also Adebo, maybe, before the Saints grabbed him. Ooh, that would have been a fantastic draft. What up, CG Ruthless? I really thought the Aaron Banks pick was a reach, but who knows? He might be good.
He's a Giants fan. I think that's where he went. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. Giants, I was not a fan of their draft at all. Not a fan. Kadarius Toney, I'm not big on. Brown was a steal. He's a great draft review. It's true. Raiders draft equals greater than Brady. I guess Tom Brady, I guess, or maybe Brady Christensen. I don't know. One of the
Tom the GOAT Brady.
Raiders draft was a GOAT. Rodgers' career is so screwed. I guess. Hey, he only had a top 10 defense twice and one. Oh, they're still talking about Rodgers.
Boy, you're going to argue them.
Tim, did you see we not moving Landon? He's staying in strong safety. I did not see that. That's interesting. I did not see that.
I'll look it up. I doubt it. I'll never believe them. Ever.
But what's up, Gilly?
Yeah, it doesn't what it says. Well, it shows progress. Football team Landon already running again. And that says nothing like that here, so it's irrelevant to me.
The Drew Brees one story best of the NFL, best of the best in the league. I'll miss you. You're hilarious. All right. Well, that is a wrap. We went a little over. We had some fun. Almost a little over an hour and 20 minutes. It's cool. Thank you, Chris, for joining again, per usual. We had a great day. Thank you, all of you in the chat. Had a lot of fun. You guys were awesome. Thank you especially to Mr. Dominic Montano being the first super chatter of Mr. The Tim Sports Talk. I really appreciate it. Not only the first one on the Chris and Tim podcast, but the first one for the entire channel. I actually just unlocked it last night. And so very cool that is working and a possibility. And I appreciate, says Brady isn't the GOAT, ban him. Just an opinion. That's funny. But anyway, thank you all for joining. We're going to get out of here for episode number 14. It's coming to a close. And until next time, see ya!
Now it's time for me to watch this daggone game.